Number 60, and we'll just cycle guys in as we get them available.
Ryan, I know you guys don't want to hear this question, but do you look at it potentially moral victory? People talking about such a big spread for the game and being in it right to the end.
I guess it's more depressing than moral victory, knowing that what could have happened, what should have, could have, but it. I guess I don't know. We didn't really listen to the spread. We didn't read the newspapers. We the underdogs. We knew that coming out of the bat, but we knew we had to fight.
Thomas, it's been two close FBS games with Minnesota last year and Nebraska this year. Is this team turning the corner this year after the first two games where you guys really struggled against your opponents?
I mean, we play a little better this game, but we still failed to execute. I failed to execute. This is a really good team, but we only put up 3 points. Our offense didn't get in that zone. Our defense played great, but our offense did nothing impressive tonight. So.
Brian, you were moving the ball on the ground early on, and when did it hit you guys that, hey, we're not just here, we're in this football game, we got a chance to win this thing?
I've never in my career, high school, middle school, football, basketball, anything, never went into a game not thinking that we had the opportunity to win. And I approached this game the same way. I was pleased that we were moving the ball and playing up to our potential, but we just didn't catch any breaks, and that happens. I had that touchdown. I thought I had scored a couple times there on that first drive, and then you put that with Derek's interception, and it's a different game, but you can always look back and look at the what ifs. The fact of the matter is that we lost. So.
What if you'd been ahead 7-0 though, and that score would have gone around?
Definitely. It makes the game completely different. It really does. It puts a lot of pressure on Nebraska, and I'm not sure what the first penalty was on that first touchdown run, a motion or something. And man, I thought I know I got in the end zone on that next play.
What did they tell you?
He just said that I was down, and
were you laying on a defender?
I didn't think so. I kept driving my legs, and I think I drove through a couple of guys and got the ball. I know for a fact I had the ball over the end line, but they did review it, and either my knee must have been down or they must not have had a good enough angle. I could see where it would be a tough angle not to see that and overturn it, but it is what it is, and we still had 2 more opportunities after that to get in the end zone and be able to do that.
On the subject of moral victories, Kyle, I mean, you guys come in here, challenge the number 16 in the country. A lot of people were saying, this could be a 40, 50-point deficit. Obviously, you wanted to win the game. Do you take something positive out of this, though? Well,
I think at times we played a little bit better football, offensively and defensively. Really, you look at the defense tonight. Besides those 2 screw-ups in coverage, they really shut them down. And offensively, at times we moved the ball really well, but once again, we failed to execute and we failed to score touchdowns, and that's kind of been our problem so far this year. So, hopefully we can take a couple positives in the fact that we did at times move the ball okay, but the fact of the matter is we lost.
For any of you guys, did you get in their heads a little bit? Were they talking among themselves as the game was going on and being frustrated?
I know on the D line they were kind of frustrated and they're kind of chipping at us and chipping at each other, but
Otherwise, I guess I really didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I didn't get talked to very much, and that's what I expected. I have a lot of respect for Nebraska, and I've always heard that they're a pretty classy team, and a couple times little stuff, but overall they were very good in terms of sportsmanship.
Was it your plan to grind right at them offensively?
Yeah, I mean we love to run the football, and at times this year against Delaware, week 1, we just haven't been able to do that, and we got down early, and then you have to go to the pass game. But last week we ran the ball a little better, but this week I think we made another step and improved a little bit more. So hopefully next week I think we go to Northern Iowa, face another good football team. Hopefully there we can play up to our potential and get a victory.
Ryan, you guys have played a lot of really good teams at your level and at the higher level the last couple of years. Was this the best team you've played again, as far as like from a physical standpoint?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, they up front, they're just what we expected. Tough as nails, and backers are fast. I'd probably say, yeah, they were probably the toughest team I faced at least.
Yeah, they're I mean, for me, they were definitely the best FBS opponent that we faced. I've played against Iowa State and University of Minnesota. At times, we've played a couple FCS teams that, man, really tough. And if they came in here to Nebraska, I'm not saying they would win. They probably would not. But yeah, Nebraska was definitely a good football team. But in our eyes, they were beatable, and we just failed to do that.
Thomas, this was obviously a disappointment to you guys. You had it right in your hands for the picking. How do you guys rebound after this? Obviously, going back to conference next week against Northern Iowa, who's losing to Iowa State tonight. How do you guys rebound after this tough loss?
Honestly, right now, this hurts, worse than just about any loss, probably besides Montana last year. And right now, it's kind of tough to think about that, but our mentality is 1-0. That's what we talk about all the time. So we'll watch this film and get better from it. And then when we're preparing for Northern Iowa, we'll take whatever we can from this game, get better, and try to get a win next week.
Thomas, how does it make you a better team? This experience, how does this make you better?
Well, we just got to learn from it, like any other game. Just like the first 2 games, we had plenty of opportunities to make plays. The coaches had a great game plan in this week. We were in great opportunity, or we had great opportunities to make plays. So we just got to, step it up this week and, just start converting and, capitalizing on opportunities.
You play in a place like this, I realize you get into the flow of the game, Thomas, but I mean, do nerves play a part? You got to drop back on 3rd down against a pretty good secondary in a stadium like this. Did nerves play a part at all?
No, the nerves actually didn't get to me at all. Before the game, I don't really get nervous before games or anything like that. There was one time we were huddling up, and I kind of peeked at the crowd, and I kind of went, "Whoa!" There are a lot of people here, but that just went right to the back of my mind again. You definitely don't think about that in the heat of the game, and we actually, coming here, we thought this would be the loudest crowd, and this, they did get loud, but we're used to that. I'd say Montana was quite a bit louder than here. So.
Kyle, did you see Nebraska's run defense and something you guys would exploit? Did you see that off the week?
The thing with them is they really, their linebackers, all except for the one guy, I think 46, they're not real big, and they're more, defensive backs almost, and they really haven't packed the box too much so far this year. So, that for us is a positive, because every week we're used to teams, packing the box, having 7 or 8 in the box, and then the safeties, downhill fast. So, for us, we did think that we could maybe run the football on these guys a little bit, and I think at times tonight we were successful with that.
Did you feel like you were gaining confidence as the game went on, the longer you stayed in it, the longer you had sustained drives on offense, stopped them on defense, and just maybe even in the huddle and on the sidelines, there was a growing sense of that this could happen and that we're playing better?
No, without a doubt. I mean, you know, a lot of times we played with them. At times, I think we outplayed them. You know, and that gives you confidence for the next series and for the next series. And you know, I think one of the big positives about our guys tonight is if we'd have a three and out or something, and just something wouldn't go good. Everybody just forgot about it and just worried about, you know, okay, what did we do wrong? Let's do this to fix it, and let's go out and get them the next series. So.
Ryan, will you touch on your position shift this week? Obviously, you weren't playing center a whole lot. How did you feel you adjusted to that move?